Good afternoon, Sarah here, aka the Business Fixer. So, today we are unlocking the secrets to attracting your ideal clients. As you know, we have already touched upon things like secrets to identifying your ideal client, crafting a compelling marketing message, looking at the problems that you solve. The next step is actually discovering where your ideal clients are congregating and how you can reach them. So the congregating bit is a key bit because you need to understand things like your ideal clients' daily habits. So where do they spend their time? Are they likely to be on specific social media platforms? Are they reading industry specific blogs? Or are they joining specific groups, whether that's networking groups, Facebook groups, etc.? So what I'm going to do as I go through these stages is I want you to make some notes, because there is a bit of homework that I'm going to give you, which I think will genuinely make a difference. If you've done the previous work in relation to your ideal client and your marketing message, etc., this is the next step, which I think will really help you to be able to actually target your ideal clients. So the first actionable step that I want you to take is I want you to research your clients' digital behaviors, survey them, speak to current clients, or use tools like Google Analytics to find out what platforms that they go to and what type of content they consume. Okay. Now, the next thing that I would say is ultimately these days, most people are watching video. Video content is a big thing. And of course, YouTube is the major platform for video content, for whether it's growth and education, even if it's for the funny memes that we watch, everybody uses YouTube, right? So it's quite likely that your ideal clients are going to be on YouTube following industry specific content, watching in terms of leadership advice, etc. So make sure that what you need to do is tap into the top 10 YouTube channels your clients follow based on their industry and their interests. Analyze the type of content that's being shared and consider whether you can even collaborate with any of these creators, right? This is a really key point. So top 10 YouTube channels that they follow. Podcasts is another thing now which has really completely transformed the way in which people are learning and absorbing information. So your next one is research the top 10 podcasts your ideal clients are listening to. You can ask things like your current clients, or look at particular popular podcasts that are in your industry. Then it's a case of your Facebook groups. Facebook groups remain a powerful tool for community building and knowledge sharing, right? So industries like HR, recruitment, or accountancy, they often join niche groups where they can discuss industry challenges, share experience, and ask for recommendations. I'm frequently on small business Facebook groups where people are asking questions, and it's another way in which you can be potentially showing your knowledge. So your action steps: search for Facebook groups relevant to your ideal client's industry and pain points, join the top 5 to 10 groups, and actively participate in the discussions, right? Next, you need to be aware of the influencers your ideal clients follow, right? Because ultimately influencers shape opinions, provide education, and influence buying decisions. So you need to align yourself potentially with the right influencers. Now, if you think, for example, in the business world, there are a huge amount of influencers. To name some that I absolutely love, you've got Stephen Bartlett, you've got Russell Brunson, you've got Alex Hormozy, and they're just a few of the ones that I particularly follow and, I take from. Now, they're big names, but there'll be others that are maybe not quite, to that level. Potentially you might even have the opportunity to collaborate with people at that level. What you need to do is make sure that you monitor and adjust based on the data. So check in regularly in terms of your marketing data. Are your traffic sources yielding in the right kind of clients? If not, assess. Now, this kind of then ties back into the 5 quick ways in which you can actually tap into your client. Now, a lot of that was research based, which will then help you in terms of what marketing activities that you actually use, because ultimately you need to be visible online to attract your clients. You know, there is networking is still a very predominant way of meeting clients, but that takes a heck of a lot of time. And if you're a small business, you don't necessarily always have the time to be able to give to networking. Whereas digital marketing, whilst it can seem overwhelming, it is a way in which you can get noticed, build trust, and connect with potential clients with less time out of the office. Okay, so we're going to dive in to just a few. Now, I tapped into this a moment ago when I was talking about YouTube, right? And I said to you that video content is the way to go, right? So as one of your first marketing activities, again, you need to make sure that you've got your ideal client, your message, and all of that nailed first before you do any of these. Ultimately, the reason why video is so effective is because it feels personal and real. So people, instead of reading about your services, they can see and hear you, which builds trust faster. Whether you're explaining how you can help, sharing a tip, or showing a behind the scenes look at your business, video content makes your brand relatable. And this is something that I heard recently at an event, is there's the phrase of know, like, and trust in marketing. So they've got to know, you know, that you even exist. They've got to like you and they've got to trust you. But actually, I heard a fourth step in this, which I think is so true, and that it is also about being relatable. You need to be relatable. And as I said earlier, YouTube is a great platform to post videos, but you can also share on other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, etc. And they don't need to be high budget or polished. To be perfectly honest, the one thing that I am seeing now is authentic, honest videos answering common client questions or showing your work enough showing your work is enough to build the connection and trust. If anything, sometimes the polished actually reduces the trust. So here are a few key action steps. Start small. Record videos using your phone or laptop on topics your clients care about. Share on multiple platforms, so post on YouTube, and then share clips or highlights on social media channels, right? So for example, if your ideal client is predominantly on LinkedIn, so looking at where your client congregates, like we were talking a few moments ago, then share a snippet on LinkedIn. Most importantly, show your personality. You know, I know that some people are big on scripting. When I first started doing video content, I had it scripted, and my personality did not show in any way, shape, or form. I was rigid and I was boring. Now, the key thing if you're only just starting doing video content, don't be afraid of the first few times. It could be the first 10 times, it could be the first 100 times where it's not perfect and you don't feel like yourself. It will come with practice, right? It does come. Like, you know, when I'm now talking to you guys, I'm natural because I am used to doing it and I've done it so many times. But like what I said, when I first started, if I shared some of the videos that I did when I had the law firm, I literally put my head in my hands. But you've got to all start somewhere, right? So when you can, start to show your personality, let your potential clients see the real you and your team. It helps them feel like they're working with people, not just a business. And remember, people buy from people and business is about relationships. Okay, the next top tip in terms of the way in which you can get yourself seen in front of your ideal clients. You need to make sure your website is optimized so that your clients can find you, right? The website, the days have changed in terms of where a website is now just a brochure. It is not. It is a way for you to be able to generate leads, and people have got to find you, and your website has got to have value on it that you're going to keep people on your site learning about you, learning about the services that you offer, you demonstrating that you are a trusted expert in your field. So to do that, you need to optimize your website. What do I mean by that? It means using the right words that match what your potential clients are searching for, ensuring your site loads quickly and making it easy to use on mobile devices. Now, one of the fundamentals on your website that you must have is that you must have a blog section where you are regularly posting content. And that content is answering common questions or offers advice, right? Again, this positions you as an expert in your field and helps Google recognize that your site is valuable, which increases the chances of your business showing up when people search for business services like yours. So what are the key action steps that you can do in relation to your website? Make your website easy to find. Ensure your website includes relevant words related to your services and industry. Create a blog section. Publish articles that address the most common questions. So, for example, if you're an accountant, you might write about how to prepare for tax season, or more probably accurately in this day and age, it'd be how to prepare for your tax return, how to prepare for your year end. There are a number of different questions, but think about the things that your ideal clients want to know. Make sure your website works smoothly and on mobile devices, since many people now search using mobile phones. The third way in which you can get yourself in front of your ideal clients, engage on social media. Social media now is a game changer. Years ago, to be able to get in front of your ideal client, you would literally have to be doing leaflet drops, newspaper articles, all very costly. Now, social media largely is free, right? And it's one of the easiest ways to put your business in front of potential clients. But it's not just about posting. You need to be engaging. This means responding to comments, answering questions, showing up regularly so people become familiar with your business. But remember, you do not need to be on every platform. Just focus on where your potential clients are likely to be. So often for my ideal clients for professional services like accounting, law, or HR, LinkedIn is a great option. But do bear in mind that they may also be useful to be in other platforms. So, for example, if your business is creative, Instagram or Facebook may be appropriate, or TikTok, right? TikTok is a big thing these days in terms of, and actually, I would also say that places like TikTok and YouTube for professional services, if you're giving hot tips, those short videos that I mentioned earlier on those platforms where you're giving those hot tips for professional services, people like those videos. So in that instance, that is a really great way where you can cross-purpose content. So key actions: choose the right platforms, focus on the social media channels where your clients are most likely to be active. Be consistent with your content. Post regularly and keep your content focused on providing value, not just promoting your services. That being said, you still need to be putting regular offers out there. Once a week, where you put a post that relates to an offer. So to give you a prime example, one of the offers that I'm putting out at the moment is I'm running the 5-day business transformation challenge on the 14th of October, from the 14th of October, right? It's 14th, I think. So I am then promoting that once a week, where I'm putting a post out about that. That is an offer that people can then potentially, book in. It's a free event, and it's again a way of me creating value to be able to help my prospects. Next, make sure you engage with your audience, answering those questions and responding to comments, etc. Right? Your next one, using email marketing. Now, email marketing, you've got to be mindful of things like GDPR. So if your ideal clients, for example, are consumers, you can't just literally bombard them with email marketing. They need to have opted in to receive your email marketing. However, it is still an effective way. So if you're business to business, it's slightly different, but you must always make sure that you have an opt-out option if you're doing business to business. Okay, so email marketing is a way to help send helpful information, share updates, or remind clients of services they may need, right? It can be simple as sending a monthly newsletter or a quick update about a new blog or service that you're offering, right? The key to effective email marketing is providing value. Make sure your emails help your clients by offering insights or tips. Can you see a common theme with everything I'm talking about in terms of ways in which you become known? It is all about giving value to your prospects. So, for example, if you're in the recruitment industry, you might send an email that is top tips for hiring the right talent. Okay, it's all about giving value and helping your prospects. It then, like I said, it builds the know, like, and trust and makes you relatable. Because ultimately, if you are showing yourself as an expert in your field, then it means that people are going to want to listen to what you have to say. Okay, so send regular updates. Make it easy to act. So ensure that you include calls to action that encourages these readers to visit your website, book a consultation, or download a guide. But most important, keep it simple. Don't overwhelm your audience. Focus on offering valuable advice or solutions in a concise, easy to read manner. The fifth and final way, which works particularly well for professional services, is you can host webinars or online workshops to show your expertise. Again, as I talked about earlier, the 5-day business performance challenge is a way of me doing that, right? These sessions can be interactive, allowing attendees to ask questions. That's again what I do. So, for example, if you're a recruitment agency, you could host a webinar on how to attract the best candidates for your business. Webinars are easy to promote through email and social media. You can record the session and share it later on your website or social media channels, extending its value. So it's a really, really easy way. But make sure you pick a focused topic that solves a specific problem your audience faces. Keep it practical, provide actionable steps, follow up after the webinar, send a thank you for them, and with a recording, and offer any additional resources that they may benefit from. So these are 5 key ways in which you can engage with your ideal clients, right? Your business deserves to stand out and make a lasting impact. So make sure that you implement these simple yet powerful marketing activities. But you must make sure that they're supported by a solid strategy. You need to make sure you know your ideal client intimately. You need to know your marketing message and the problem that you're solving. Unless you know those things, any marketing activity that you do, you will struggle, because ultimately you've got to do that strategy work first. So if you need any help in actually implementing any of these strategies, then all you just need to do is literally put in the comments the words help, and we can have a conversation. But the one thing I would also say is, I've talked about the 5-day business performance challenge, the business transformation challenge. So get yourself booked in for that, because there will be a huge amount of useful content that will help you along the way by taking part. Now, today's been full of lots of information. It's been one of my longer sessions, but I really wanted to make sure that you had some really useful tips that you can implement in your business. So think about where your ideal clients are congregating, and then start putting content out in those places so that you can build the whole know, like, and trust and become relatable. Thanks all for listening, and I will see you all again next week.